There's a new study that addresses the issue of violence in video games and the connection to how experiencing the violence in video games affects real-world behavior. This is very interesting. It's called Being Bad in a Video Game Can Make Us More Morally Sensitive. Several researchers demonstrated that the virtual behaviors committed in a video game can actually elicit feelings of guilt. Researchers proposed that that feeling of guilt actually may have consequences in the real world. It had not yet previously been supported by empirical evidence, but this study claims to do that. They did a 2x2 video game play versus real world recollection compared with guilt and a controlled group experiment. Participants were first randomly assigned to play either a video game or complete a memory recall task. Next, they were assigned to either a guilt-inducing condition, right? You play the game as a terrorist, you commit acts which should induce guilt, or a control condition where you play a game as a UN soldier, or you commit acts that should not induce guilt based in the video game. And the current results seem to replicate previous research, which shows that immoral in-game behavior actually does elicit real-world guilt and may subsequently lead to more moral behavior in real life. The findings indicate that committing immoral virtual behaviors increase the moral sensitivity of the player in the real world. Lewis, as an avid gamer, as a recovering video game addict, do you recall, just anecdotally speaking, feeling in any way altered by having committed immoral acts in the game?
Well, I don't know. This is complicated. It depends on the game. I guess there were certainly situations and decisions made in games that made me feel uneasy. But I'd like to point out that there are plenty of video games where you don't really have a choice in being moral or immoral.
No question about it. And the study, of course, had to provide different games here based on that, because as Lewis suggests, there are games in which you have to behave immorally if you are to excel at the game. Very interesting study, though, and it just is just another piece of this broader question of what is the effect in the real world of violence and immoral behavior in video games, and we still don't really have a full answer. We've had experts that have opined on both sides of this issue.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate that for so many people, they like to point the finger at video games, and we can't do that yet. We just don't know.
All right, we're going to continue following this. More and more research is being done into the topic. Give me your thoughts on this particular study in the YouTube video clip for this segment. We will link to the study so you can check it out in detail. All right, make sure to join us on Facebook, facebook.com/David Pakman Show. We have a great program planned for you today. Stay with us.